Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Continuing from in the Sanat Sujatiya, which we have taken in the course of Kailash Yatra. Now we have already entered into the chapter 4, and here the Dhritarashtra had asked earlier as to what is, where are we? Dhritarashtra had asked, where is the person abiding in the Brahman? How is the Brahman experienced by him? Is it Shukla, transparent? Is it Lohita, red? Is it Sham, black? Is it Shweta, white? Or Dhumra Varna, smoky? What is the form of this Brahman which is immortal and indestructible? This is his question. We have already seen all the other basic questions as regards the creation, what is silence, what is the world, and what are the good bad qualities which hijack the mind of the person or the individual. What are the positive qualities that need to be cultivated in life in order to be ready for this final consummation. And in that, just before this question, the topic was Brahmacharya, and there 12 qualities were given what one needs to cultivate. And after that, now, because of our age-old habit of objectifying everything, therefore this question by Dhritarashtra to Sanat Sujatiya, where is the person abiding in Brahman? Because we are product of space-time objectivity, so he wants to know a location in Brahman, and how, if a realized master does experience Brahman, how does he experience this Brahman? And we have to question of where, why, how, when. All these are intellectual viruses which keep us in the loop of relativity. And it requires a very, very fine, refined intellect to see beyond all these questions, because yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. So truth is, Brahman is that which is beyond the mind, which cannot be talked, which is beyond the words, because it is the source. So these type of questions, it may be to Dhritarashtra, but that Dhritarashtra is within us. The one who is identified to tamas, which is the body. And he is asking, how is the Brahman experienced by him? As long as there is an experience, there is an experiencer. And as long as there is an experiencer, you are still in the loop of relativity. You have to go beyond that. But it is a natural question that arises out of inquiry, and it is the teacher's job to orientate the mind of the seeker to go beyond the Triputi, the experiencer, experienced and experiencing. All have to merge into one. And again, because of the objectivity, is it white, red, etc., etc., all the different colors? Because yes, when you practice Kriya Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, Raja Yoga, you see different colors in the meditation. There are organizations, Siddha Yoga Marg of Muktananda, they look at the blue light and that is their focus to take, and with that they go into Samadhi. And some people see white light as a result of a purified mind. But these are the various, as all the 5 elements have a color for each one. Earth is green, water is blue, fire is yellow and red, and then air is white and space is dark. So as you go through these colors, then you come to this all-encompassing white light, which again is a result of a purified mind, but it is not the final experience. So and it is natural for a student to ask that question, and then concluding, what is the form of the Supreme Brahman? If Brahman is all that there is, then how do I relate to it? Because it's an abstract. It is a formless, attributeless reality, and he wants immortality. He wants to be one with that reality, which he doesn't become one with it because he still remains in the loop of relativity. But he has asked the question, and to that Sanat Sujata ji starts answering that it is neither Shukla, Lohita, Shyama, Shweta or Dhumra Varna. It is neither in the earth, sky nor in the ocean. None holding on the body of 5 elements comprehend it. As long as you are identified with the Panchakoshas, you cannot experience cannot be one with the Brahman. Meaning Brahman is your essential nature as Atma. Brahman is expressing through this body as Atma. Do you consider yourself to be the Atma? Do you consider yourself to be the soul? Or do you consider means Jiva? Or do you consider yourselves to be father, mother, daughter, sister, which is the virtual? So in Panchadashi it comes, are you the Gaunatma, which is father, mother, daughter, sister? Or are you the Mithyatma, which is the Jiva? Or are you the Mukhyatma, which is the Atma? That choice, you and me and every seeker at any given moment, our morning discussion is that, whom do you consider yourself to be at any given moment? All questions appear only when you are either the Gaunatma or the Mithyatma. As Mukhyatma, there are no questions. As water, there are no questions. If you take yourself as the individual, the jiva or the wave, or if total jiva, the ocean, there will ocean also does not have any questions because it knows that it is water and this phenomena of manifestation and unmanifestation is happening. So it also is not lost. Ishvara is also not lost. The jiva is. So to go, one has to go beyond the identification of the 5 elements or the 5 koshas. Then it was told, this Brahman is neither in the stars, nor in the lightning, nor its form can be seen among the clouds. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam, nema vidyato bhanti kutoyam agnihi, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya vahasa sarvam idam vibhati. You are the light of all lights, you are the source. None of the 5 sources of light, namely sun, moon, lightning, fire, and stars, none of these 5 sources of light can illuminate you. You are, and in the previous class we did say that all these 5 sources of light, who illuminates them?
So the Atma, the Chaitanya.
No, go systematically, because you don't know where is Atma.
Our
That's
eyes.
the question. Eyes. So our eyes illuminate these 5 sources of light. So who is more powerful, the illumined or the illuminator? Illuminator. Who illuminates the vision? The mind. So mind is more powerful. Who illuminates the mind? The witnessing consciousness. That is even more powerful, and that's what you are. So in this way, this has to be repeated again and again, and that's why we do satsang, so that again and again it gets impressed, and one day suddenly it will click. It is not available in the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, or the musical Sama Veda, meaning the Upanishads or the Vedas. They only indicate it. They do not present it to you on a plate. They only indicate in contradictory terms that it is and it is and it cannot be experienced. So it is also and it cannot be experienced also. That it is not located anywhere and yet it is all pervasive. So these are the type of languages that they use, and it is self-illuminating, and that is another way they put it. And in Kena Upanishad it came that it is when the student asked what is that which inspires, so he said it is the eye of the eye, the ear of the ear, the mind of the mind. And he said, what are you speaking, man? Why don't you answer in a straight manner? He said, this is how I was taught and this is the way it can be communicated. It is up to you to understand. I cannot do anything better than that. And the onus was put back on the student. And the student said, if teacher is saying like this, then it must be, then where am I going wrong in my approach? And then after meditating in one corner, he comes back. He says, yeah, I got it. I got it in such a way that it cannot be got. I understood that it cannot be understood. And the one who has understood it in this way alone knows it. Otherwise, na vedeti, that verse is there. So in this way, similarly, O king, it is neither available in the Rathantar or Brihad Ratha Sama mantras. It is experienced in the heart by the great Brahmanas following a strict spiritual discipline. And this discipline was the Brahmacharya practice. And Brahmacharya practice is just basically, they told many things, but here what we have to understand is Brahmacharya means living a life of poise, a life of equanimity, not extremes. And as long as you don't get affected by the ups and downs, the comfort, discomfort, heat and cold at the body level, you don't get affected by hunger and thirst at the breath level, you don't get carried away by the likes and dislikes at the mind level, you don't get carried away by the joys and sorrows, the result of likes and dislikes, and you don't get carried away or affected by the praise and insult at the intellectual level. When you maintain that poise, unshaken, and you're moving through life, see, that is Brahmacharya. At a very physical level, it is control of your vitalities. And there are many qualities. I can send you the copy, you can look at it. And not commenting about others, not talking behind the back, telling the truth, etc., etc. There are many qualities there. And in this way, as a result of non-involvement in the relative world and being focused on the ultimate reality, which is beyond the word and the mind, the Brahmanas, meaning those who are seeking the truth, he discovers, or it is revealed to him in his heart as the self. It is not revealed to him in the heart as an experience. It is revealed to him in the heart as the self. And he, the seeker, vanishes thereafter. And here he says, following a strict discipline. So one must continue the practices. One must continue the disciplined life, a committed life to the truth, in spite of where life has put you. You can be cooking, you can be giving lecture, you can be doing everything, but one part of your mind must be ever committed to that. Not be swayed by what you are doing. What has to be done has to be done. And in this way, the Brahman remains untouched being beyond the darkness of ignorance, and hence continues to exist after the total deluge of the world. And this is true. What is your world? Waking and dream. And where is the deluge? Deep sleep. In deep sleep, you are neither the Gaunatma, you are neither the Mithyatma, and you don't even know that you are the Mukhyatma. But there is someone who is knowing. Consciously you are not knowing, but you are still there. Therefore, when you wake up, you say, I had a wonderful sleep. And now take this whole experience of your daily deep sleep as the totality. There is an individual deluge and there is a total deluge which is called pralaya. And same thing, every day is going into zero. Every night you are going into zero. Everything. You are looking, the moment you blink, everything becomes zero. When there is no sound coming to your eardrums, then there is a silence, that is zero. Space, the whole creation is only in zero. So our attention is not on space, our attention is on objects to experience. So here he says, Brahman remains untouched, that witnessing consciousness, that Sakshi Chaitanya, it remains. Or here when I use the word Sakshi, it is observing something. But when there is nothing to observe, when everything has withdrawn from your mind, then how can Sakshi can be called a Sakshi? Then it is Brahman, then it is Atma. So beyond the darkness of that essential you, the essence, it is beyond ignorance, meaning deep sleep, and it has never come or never gone. It is a continuous principle. In spite of the manifestation or the unmanifestation, these are different words. Which one clicks with whom we don't know. So another word for unmanifestation is deep sleep. Another word for unmanifestation is deluge or pralaya. It is subtler than the subtlest and bigger than the biggest mountains. Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. And this world abiding in this Brahman is illumined by Brahman alone. Meaning this whole creation is nothing but Brahman. It is illumined by Brahman. It is existing, created, maintained and dissolved back in Brahman. Just like all the waves are existing in water, maintained by water and go back to water. They don't have an existence apart from water. Exactly the same way, this whole relative world of past, present, future, space-time, objectivity, it has got no existence apart from Brahman. Then who is illuminating? Is it like sun who is illuminating the whole world during the waking state? Yes, you can say that is a very limited understanding because the sun is illuminating only in the waking. Who is illuminating the waking, dream and deep sleep? Who is waking? So if you want to ask that question, then go a bit deeper. Who is illuminating the waking, dream and deep sleep? Who is illuminating the space-time objectivity? That principle. The whole space-time objectivity or the whole waking, dream, deep sleep at the individual level, it has come out of that one reality. It is existing, maintained and goes back to that one reality. And while it is manifesting, it is illumined by that same. So the reality illuminating itself. We don't have that experience of anything. We need a mirror to illuminate ourselves. My eyes can't see themselves. But that is a very limited understanding that my eyes can't see themselves. But don't you know that the vision is in spite of not a physical experience of your own eyes? You have. Yes. You know from within that, the vision is there in the eyes. I have vision because I have eyes. The eyes may not be able to see themselves, but the vision is there. This is self-illumination. So use that for every sense organ or even mind and intellect. So in this way, the realized masters know it by the strength of knowledge. So then the question is, do we need to do sadhana if it is by the strength of knowledge? Sadhana is done for what purpose? It is done for purification. It is done for refinement. And once a certain level of purification refinement is achieved, then knowledge must express. Either you don't need knowledge from the Upanishads. Just now he said it is beyond that. So it is self-revealing. Where some people are there who have never studied and they have come to know the truth. But if it is not, because we have the itch, so we study the Upanishads, because if you want to program your mind, then don't program it with the world. If the software has to be downloaded, download the software of the Upanishads. That is worthy of what you were just now sitting, Jivan Mukta, or whatever that, the Jivan Mukta Lakshanam. So you keep listening to that. Somewhere, even though you are doing mechanically, somewhere one day suddenly something will click and the story will be over.
Even once we feel it's clicked, if vapas we are reading it, we are doing it, that is okay, isn't it? Like it's just happening.
If this question is coming that it has clicked, you are still in the mind.
Mind level, yeah.
Because when it clicks, then you are no longer there. You as an individual is no longer there. So, this is a very, very, very fascinating topic. कि क्या होता है क्लिक होने के बाद? I am saying this, you are saying that, nothing is wrong. Ramchandra ji also, it clicked to him, but it took him a long period of long journey to unfold that click. That life decides how it is going to unfold. And because of that, he was able to conquer the Dashanan. But he was not able to conquer the Sahasranan. Dashanan is at the sensory level. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 this, all that. But he could not conquer the Sahasranan. Sahasranan is, imagine, 1,000 times Ravana. Then in Adbhut Ramayana, then what happened to Sita happened to Ramchandra ji. He was abducted by Ravan, Sahasranan. And then Sita had to take the form of Kali to kill him.
I didn't know about this Adbhut Ramayana.
She had to take this because so the story goes there that Ramchandra ji went back to Ayodhya and Pattabhishek is going on and everything, and everyone is singing Om Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasrakshasa, all the singing and praising is going on, and Sita ji is smiling. So all the rishis say, why are you sarcastically smiling? He says, yeah, you are singing my husband. I am also happy for my husband's glory. But I will know his mettle. He has killed the Dashanan. Let me see. I will stop smiling when he kills the Sahasranan. Where is Sahasranan? Nobody knew. He was in Australia that time. Dashanan was in Sri Lanka, Sahasranan was in Australia. So, and then after that they lived for some time and everything was going fine, and then he came and abducted Ramchandra ji. The story, I have not reached there yet. Let's see when it comes. So, Dashanan is at the sensory level. Sahasranan, infinite number of eyes. Eye.
Eyes. Okay.
Individual eye. I see, I hear, I touch, I feel, I know, I experience, I the waker, I the dreamer, I the sleeper, I the one who gets angry, I the jealous, I the envious, I the hypocrite, I the employee, I the employed. Infinite number of eyes. No thought can appear in the mind without an eye. Sahasranand. So how do you go beyond the mind? So there Mata says, Mata takes the form of Kali to destroy. And that's how the whole Sri Vidya, Chandi Upasana, what we are going to do tomorrow morning, that is to neutralize. Eliminate तो कुछ नहीं होता, because how can you eliminate a phenomena? Phenomena is going on. Even after the realization, phenomena will go on. So, the realized masters know it by the strength of knowledge. This whole world is existing in it, in that knowledge, the consciousness, the reality, that itself is of the nature of knowledge. And the whole world is existing in that knowledge. It is born out of it, it's existing in it, it goes back to it. But we have taken an individual position where we feel we are the product and someone is playing with us, like in Brahma Kumaris. We are an experiment. We are not an experiment. We are the reality. Those who know it attain immortality. Going into samadhi, going into extended periods of samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, is not equal to realization. A realization is not affected by samadhi or no samadhi. Samadhi is another state which concludes.
It's beginning and an end.
It has a beginning and an end, and therefore one must, which we may call it as Turyavastha in one way, which is the realization, but here waking, when we explain in scriptures, waking, dream, deep sleep, and samadhi also has to be gone beyond. So when you become awake in deep sleep, then you get into samadhi. But just like deep sleep concludes, samadhi also concludes. You come out and you have to come to a sahaj bhav. Sahaj bhav is the state of realization where you are not in a tanri, you are not in a Gaga's land, you are not in a zone, you are absolutely established in the self in spite of whatever is going on in life. And in that disposition, we can only speak about it. In that disposition, there are no differences. You are perceiving differences, but there is no perceiver born. You are experiencing difference. Mind is available to the differences, because without mind, differences cannot appear, but there is no owner of the differences. And what it will be like, you have to get there and find out. These are the terms or language in which we scriptures put it across. And with that begins the 4th chapter of the Sanat Sujatiya, and he continues. He's continuing to explain, because he asked, where can I find Brahman? How do I know Brahman? Does it have a form? Does it have a color? Sanat Sujata uvacha yattat shukram mahad jyotihi dipyamanam mahad yashaha yadvai deva upasate yasmad arko virajate yoginastam prapashyanti bhagavantam sanatanam. Sanat Sujata ji said, that which is immaculate, infinite light, ever shining in its own glory, who is being propitiated by the devas, and because of whom the sun is glorified, of that ancient Bhagwan the yogis experience. So who are these Brahmanas? Who are these realized masters? Here the word for those realized masters, the yogi, is told. So yogi means the one who has united with his source. Yuj dhatu se. So here he says that which is immaculate. Immaculate means not even an iota of dirt is possible in it. It is, and infinite light. Infinite light is, there is no beginning or end of that light. In our uh, in our country is called Bharata. Bha means light, effulgence. Rata means reveling. That land where people are reveling in light is Bharata. हम उस भारत देश के वासी हैं. So what is that Bha? That light is consciousness, that light is knowledge, that light is Brahman, that light is Atma. It cannot be light of the mind,
Right.
which comes and goes. It cannot be the light which, it is that light which just now we talked about, that which illuminates the five sources of light. So find out the source of that light. Is it the senses? Is it the mind? Is it the eye? Is it the consciousness that you are? So, yes, it is a great responsibility when you say that I am the source, the self is the source, and that self I am, and I am illuminating the whole world. Then you are illuminating all the good, bad, ugly, everything you are, and you have to accept it in that stride. Then you cannot be emotional about it. I want this part of the world, I don't want that part of it. There is no pick and choose. You are everything then.
In that case, there is no likes and dislikes at all.
Exactly.
You are one with everything.
Likes, dislikes,
Even
vasanas,
when-
memories, all this is humbug. There is nothing. Yet it is there, phenomenally. Yet it is there phenomenally. See? So when it is there phenomenally, why it is there? Some कर्म किया होगा, इसलिए हमको वो थ्योरी आ जाती है. तो कर्म किया है, तुमको जन्म मिला है, तो जन्म किस लिए मिला है? जन्म मिला है to exhaust all your karmas, previous karmas. And this is the window of opportunity you got as a human being. But instead of exhausting it and being empty, we keep collecting new memories, new impressions, and that becomes the data based on which future births come about. तो हम उसी लूप में रहते हैं, हम निकल नहीं पाते. But every one human birth is enough to exhaust yourself. One human birth is enough. Why one birth? One moment is enough. One moment is enough. But you must believe
Yes.
without any doubt or suspicion that you are
I
that.
am that.
No, the karma vanishes. There is no karma.
One, because it's not there. How long does it take for a cloud to vanish? If cloud is a condensation of molecules of water with dirt, they appear out of somewhere and they disappear out of. Sometimes you see them suddenly vanishing, sometimes it takes long time. Clouds are like our memories and thoughts, and which are clouding ourselves from ourselves. That's the veil of ignorance. How long does it take? If the sun is bright, very quickly the dhund निकल जाती है. निकल जाती है ना? The fog, it very quickly disappears. So, how do you increase the heat of the sun within you? Attention. So, are you attentive about the fog, or are you attentive about the self?
Right. Okay.
Are you attentive about relativity, or are you attentive about the source?
Shifting your perspective.
Or shifting your attention.
Attention.
Shifting your Gaunatma, Mithyatma, Mukhyatma. Where is your attention? What are you feeding? You are feeding Mukhyatma without you doing anything. Just you have to keep accepting you are the Atma, Mukhyatma. With correct understanding, clouds will vanish. If you accept you are the Jivatma, then body identification will come about. If you are being attentive to father, mother, daughter, sister, then face the consequences. So serve yourself by correct thinking,
Choose.
by bringing your attention to the correct point. So you are, and he's infinite light, and infinite light necessarily is self-illuminating. And just like the sun is illumined by its own light, not by any other light at a physical level. Okay? The sun out there, no other source of light can illuminate the sun. And what is that sunlight that you see? It is its glory, it is its vibhuti, it is its potentiality. And in its light, the whole creation organizes itself as that now we are awake, now we have to go to work, etc., etc. But you ask the sun and you do the arghya, the Om Bhurbhuva Swata. He says, why you are doing this? He says, because you give us sunlight, you go early in the morning, it's a beautiful time, thank you for giving us the sunlight. He says, what is sunlight? From sun's point of view, there is no sunlight.
Right.
And there is no darkness also.
Correct. Yes.
So this is something that we have to go, that from our self point of view, there is no manifestation and unmanifestation. Because manifestation and unmanifestation is only happening at mind level. And mind is the glory of the self. Just like sunlight is the glory of the sun, waves are the glory of the water. Similarly, manifestation, waking and dream, and deep sleep, the unmanifestation, is the glory of the self. And in that way, you look at life, you are masti है फिर. देखो कितना मजेदार है. But you have to relate it correctly.
Why do you call it glory though? Because
Glory means vibhuti. Glory means potentiality. Ishvara's potentiality is called, another word for it is Maya. At individual level, it is called as mind. And the nature of the mind is manifestation and unmanifestation. So what did I say? Manifestation and unmanifestation is the glory of the self, is the vibhuti of the self, is the potentiality of the self. Potentiality expresses at two levels, manifestation and unmanifestation. So that is at totality level. Apply it to we can't understand totality, apply it at yourself. What is manifestation? Waking and dream. What is unmanifestation? Deep sleep or samadhi. Go beyond it. All are phenomena. And that is, initially you say, neti, I'm not this, but when you come to the self is all inclusive. Because scriptures are saying it. So, how long I can stay, I am realized, you are not realized. You cannot, if you are in that, again you are back to relativity.
Yes, yes.
So coming to the self means all inclusiveness. All inclusiveness means not being affected by, the ocean is not affected by the tsunami or the waves or no waves. Isn't it?
Yes.
It is not affected by evaporation. It is not affected by the continuous pouring of the rivers into its womb. It maintains itself as it is. It doesn't complain about why people, everyone else is taking me away from myself. बोलते हैं ना? So much evaporation is happening and so much river is pouring. And therefore, when we come, people take our time, people take our energies, people take our abilities, the people use us. If we complain, we have individuality. If you say, this is how the whole world is, this is how the Lord wants me to serve, so be it. Then there is no complaint about being used. इतने सारे लोग आते हैं, डाउनलोड करते हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स बताते हैं. अभी आज सुबह ही आपने सुना मैसेज, प्रेस करते हैं, थैंक यू बोलते हैं. Yes, sometimes you get a little bit teary because of the love that they express, but you don't get carried away by it. तो ये inclusivity का है. Inclusivity means not being affected by anything, accepting everyone as they are, without judgment, without biasness,
And this is
without separation, without differences.
So this is very important in this day and age.
It is not
See the-
important this day and age.
No,
It is
I-
important all the time.
All the time. But आजकल जो you have this अभी racism सब चल रहा है ना.
वो
Blaming
चा-
somebody something. This knowledge makes
Either-
you fearless.
it makes you fearless. Correct. And as long as individuality is there, you understand this, but as long as individuality is there even little bit, then the rules of engagement you must understand. And what are the rules of engagement? With the elders, respect and reverence. With the compatriots, friendliness, not over involvement. With the youngsters, forgiveness and acceptance. And with the bad elements in the society, criminals in the society, indifference.
Indifference.
Indifference does not mean that you don't love them. That love is expressing as indifference.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting.
That love, that all-inclusive love is expressing as indifference. Because if you get involved, you will be hijacked.
So there can't be hatred in that.
There's no hatred. It's just indifference. I'm not interested. I don't want to be involved. You must have come across many people,
Yeah.
very negative energies आते हैं तो disturb हो जाते हैं. But कब तक complain करोगे? You avoid them afterwards. You don't want to be in their company. You don't want to associate with them. You stay. वो उधर खड़ा है तो तुम इधर खड़े हो गए. Not out of fear.
Without being hurtful.
Not out of fear. If that person comes in front, okay, we will respond, but remain without losing your cool, without losing that he will hijack my energies or anything. But you know that it's a disturbing personality, and if I continue to associate, the mind will get affected. Why should I want?
Engage.
It will. Why should I make it affected? Isn't it? So if you keep associating with positive people or something, then that type of qualities you inculcate. If you get involved in negative, you keep thinking also of negative qualities again and again, you will inculcate that. So why consciously we want to be involved with such people? So inclusivity, this is at a very gross level I'm talking. So inclusivity means engaging with the world in this manner. Respect and reverence, friendliness, forgiveness and indifference. So don't go to jails and try to convert the people. See, don't try to. रामचंद्र जी tried. लोगों ने बोला रावण को भाई तू सरेंडर कर ले, but he is not ready to. Then he has to be killed. Because he was killed, Ramchandra ji was not elated. He was not elated. He didn't lament, oh, I think I committed a Brahma Hatya because he was a Brahmin. He didn't, nothing like that. What has to be done has to be done. And this infinite light which is shining in its own glory, meaning it is known by its own vibhuti. How do you know the creation, the reality? Because of this world. If there was no world, how would you think even of the reality? How do you know the reality? Because of the scriptures. If there were no scriptures, who will tell you Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi? Who will tell you? So this whole creation, and the whole creation is, what is this creation is told in the Vedas. Vedas are the vibhuti, they are the speech of the infinite, of the Ishvara. So how do you know Ishvara? Through the scriptures. Through the through the glory, through the vibhuti, through the manifestation, you come to know the original. Come to know means your attention goes to that. There must be some source from where this whole creation has come. What is that source? I don't know. I can't see space, but I know air, fire, water, earth are existing in space. But I never seen space. But my attention goes. I use the word space, Akash. Between you and me there is Akash. But can I see it? No. I can see only the Vibhuti. That is you and me.
We are in Akash, yeah.
Without Akash, this creation cannot exist. That Akash is inside you, outside you, within a cell also there is Akash. But our attention keeps going on to the matter rather than the space or to the source.
So if there's a manifestation, there's got to be something that was responsible for this manifestation.
From where has it come?
Where it has come.
From where has this
Source.
manifestation come from? So that's what is told here, that through the glory we come to know the glorified or the source. Ever shining in its own glory, who is being and all the devas. What are devas? Ganapati, Kartikeya, so many devis are there, Navadurga is there, all the various manifestations of. So what are they? Potencies, correct. Limited potencies. From our point of view, they may be greater than us, but they are also part of the subtle creation, and what is in macro has to be in micro, what is in micro has to be in macro. So that sun out there in the macro is called as the right eye, the moon is called as the left eye, the Vishnu is called as the feet in this body, Indra is called as the arms, Rudra is called as the kapala, Shiva is called as the heart, the Brahma is called as the genitals, and in this way all the potencies at the totality level called the devas are taught to us by our scriptures to be located in this body only, represented in this body. So you don't have to just get overwhelmed by the outside. You recognize them here and go beyond them, that you are the source of them. Without you, the Atma, these potencies cannot express themselves. And same thing is happening at the totality level. When you say that all these potencies within the body are because of the Atma. So Atma is manifestation, representation of that infinite reality Brahman in this body. When we look at it at the totality level, then it is called as Brahman. Story over. Macro and micro are just two ends of that one reality, relative reality, ईश्वरा. जब ऐसे पिक्चर जाते हैं तो अभी बोलते बोलते ही सब खत्म हो जाता है. Becomes crystal clear. There is no ambiguity there. Who is being propitiated by the devas and because of whom the sun is glorified, of that ancient Bhagwan the yogis experience. Now suddenly it has come because he wants to experience. So the word Bhagwan is being used. So Bhagwan is a relationship you create with the Godhead of the totality. Call it Ishvara or whatever. Shukrat Brahma Prabhavati Brahma Shukrena Vardhate Tat Shukram Jyotisham Madhye Ataptam Tapati Tapanam Yoginastam Prapashyanti Bhagavantam Sanatanam. From this absolute Brahman, the relative world is manifested. It is by this absolute Brahman alone it is maintained. This immaculate Brahman is self-illumined and cannot be illumined by other means of knowledge. That ancient Bhagwan the yogis experience. I already talked about it, that this Brahman is the source from where the creation, maintenance and dissolution happens. And where is it happening? The relative world is manifested, it is maintained by this Brahman alone, and to this Brahman alone it goes back to at the time of conclusion or pralaya. So, and who is this Brahman? This Brahman, as we said, it is self-illumined. No other source of light can, no other source of knowledge can make you know it. Then what about scriptures? Scriptures only indicate it. Scriptures don't deliver you the Brahman. They only indicate through words. But you have to go beyond words, because word Brahman is not, yes, at one level, word Brahman is equal to Brahman. Shabda Brahma we say. But you have to experience it as your own intrinsic nature. Having the word Brahman in your mouth is not going to make you experience Brahman, even though it is.
But same thing that's happening out in the macrocosm is happening within it, inside as well.
It cannot be.
Creation,
Whatever is
destruction,
happening in the
sustenance.
ocean has to be happening in the wave.
Wave.
What is happening in the wave is happening in the ocean also, because wave and ocean are inseparable. But here wave is individual, ocean is Ishvara, and water is Brahman.
Brahman, correct.
And from Brahman's point of view, water's point of view, there is no Ishvara, no ocean and there is no wave.
Waves.
No totality and no individuality from water's point of view.
It's only absolute.
Then why are we using the word Brahman alone? The creation is created and it is maintained, so that you understand that there is no duality or multiplicity. It is only all one. But because we are talking in relative, so relative language has to be used to wean your mind from the relative and to be shift its attention to the absolute. That's why this language is there. This immaculate Brahman is self-illumined and cannot be illumined by other means of knowledge. No other means of knowledge. Not by examples, not by inference, not by comparison, not by logic, not by any, not by Kriya, not by Kundalini, not by Ashtanga Yoga, nothing, no other, no Kriyas, no physical doing, no intellectual
Discourse.
not just discourses, intellectual approach can it be known. Then what are we doing? We are doing intellectual approach is there right now, but hopefully we are subjective enough that this intellectualization of the topic also dissolves itself, and you come to appreciate what is being indicated through these words. We are not talking about a concept. We are not talking about an idea. We are not talking about a imagination. We are talking about you, the essence. So if while we are listening and being with the thought that is presented in the scripture and are able to appreciate that what is being talked about is my essential nature, and while listening, if you vanish, the teacher and the scriptures are the most happy. That must happen. When we are listening to our Swamiji towards the end of the course, 2 years course, so it was all Upanishads. And while listening to Upanishads, we know 2 months left, 3 months left. Now, it's coming to a conclusion. Very quickly the time will go. And now, we are absolutely, एक तो खत्म होने वाला है. And second, Upanishads are going on. And we used to sit, at least I used to sit there with tears rolling down my eyes. Every class. Because this blessing, this ashirvad, this opportunity that the Lord has plucked me from wherever I was and exposed me to this knowledge, that was one side of it. That I am sitting in front at the feet of the teacher, listening to the Upanishads, who is again and again for 2 years without any boredom, full inspiration, is communicating to my mind that you are that. Arey yaar. Oh, bas. Tears of joy, every class. Every class. And it was 6 classes every day, 5 classes every day. 1.5 hours long. It's as if when you keep pouring, it keeps overflowing. That was happening. Yaar, aur kitna? How many more angles I have to look at it myself? I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Because there is infinite ways to look at it. Infinite ways to approach. Infinite ways to relate. See? So right now, that one of that one of the ways in that infinite ways is this, what is going on right now. See? He has given us the opportunity to listen, to speak, to imbibe, to correctly understand. It's a blessing.
Yes.
It's a blessing.
Absolutely.
It cannot be anything else.
आज का कौन सोचा था?
Huh? Correct. That ancient Bhagwan, the yogis experience, the way the words are expressing here. Self-illumined, self-knowing, source of creation, maintenance and dissolution. And even though creation, maintenance, dissolution is going on, yet it is Purna. Purnamada, Purnamidam. There is no lack. There is no increase or decrease in it. It is ever the same. If you want an immediate experience of that, take space. So many galaxies are being born. So many galaxies are going out of existence. Space continues to be space.
Not affected. Anything.
But that is inert space. You are conscious space.
Conscious space.
देखो,
जब ऐसे सन्यासी लोगों को, स्वामी जी लोगों को जब हम उनको इनवाइट करते हैं तो पूर्ण कुंभ देते हैं ना.
correct.
Such a
Purna. That is a
Purna.
representation of the completeness.
filled with, yes.
Completeness.
Purna kumbha. So if you imagine, it just filled and overflowing for others to gather as well. Huh?
Whatever. We are not here to
Objectify.
that they are going to share it with others and educate others. No. Whether
Just
they
have
do
it.
it or they don't do it, they are Purna.
Yeah, but acha,
Purna has got nothing to do with
Yeah.
sharing or not sharing.
Yeah, but sometimes with the presence of such person,
Such a
itself,
person's presence does affect you.
yes, it does imbibe.
Correct, but it does not mean whether they are giving lecture or not giving lecture. Whether they are sharing their presence, the
Itself.
presence of sun or thought of a sun itself is enough
Uplifting.
to bring brightness in your mind, isn't it?
Yes.
So your physical sun is not there in front of you. Just the thought of the sun your heart starts feeling differently. That's how it is.
You mentioned the inert space not being affected by happenings.
Correct.
Whereas here is an active thing where we should not be affected by what's happening around, surrounding.
Correct.
In the same way,
So
but will it be
so you recognize that you are the conscious space.
conscious space.
Conscious space means remain awake in deep sleep. Be in samadhi. That is space. Space is available here also,
Correct.
but that is being hijacked by objectivity, words, form, hunger, body comfort, etc. All this is hijacking it. Our attention is never on the space.
Right.
Attention will go on the space or on consciousness when there is nothing to hijack it. So when all the thoughts from your mind have become silenced naturally, without force, without will, as it happens in deep sleep, you catch yourself. Or when you're doing japa, everything becomes silent after some time. Then that time don't go to sleep. Then that time don't give attention to space also, because space is not something, is not an object of cognition. The space is nothingness. Nothingness is not, void is not an object of cognition. But there is some person in that emptiness. Be that. In whose presence objectivity happens, then goes away, and then void is there. So right now your attention is on me or on laptop or on the words, but between both of us there is space. How much time we spend thinking about it? How much time you think about the empty space between the two words that are coming to your ears? How much time do you indulge in the emptiness that is there every time you blink your eyes, when the world goes out of your vision? You don't give attention to it. That's where you must give attention. It's just a different approach, and that's why satsang is required to reorient you within the experiences that you are going. Just slightly shifting the angle of approach.
Like Guruji used to say, between two manis in a mala,
The space.
Space.
So those two manis are your two thoughts.
Thoughts, correct.
Om, space. Om, space. That is the gap. अब जब करते जाओगे तो आपकी उंगली रुक जाती है कभी कभी. तो you are in that space. Don't go to sleep at that time. Then you are in the conscious space. और जैसे जैसे वो स्पेस एक्सपैंड होता जाएगा तुम्हारे अंदर, then a point comes that
Only space left.
your only
Nothing else.
conscious space is left, in spite of everything else. Imagine, just like space is encompassing the whole creation, imagine you are conscious space and encompassing the past, present, future, everything. It overwhelms. That's why we don't want to go that direction. We're too addicted to the immediate.
But how can one think about one's consciousness encompassing past, present, and future? How
What we are doing is that only. Don't ask how. Don't ask
it
why.
just is.
That is its nature.
That is it.
How can sun not know its own glory, called sunlight?
There's no explanation for
There's no answer to that. But how did sunlight come out of the sun? There's no answer to that.
it. It just is.
It just is. And if you want to understand how it came out, then the scriptures talk about the Ishvara and the Prakriti being unmanifest, avyakta, then it becomes manifest, then it becomes Trigunatmika, then as Trigunatmika, that Trigunatmika Prakriti then appears as a totality and individuality, and the whole game begins. But it's only a game. It's a leela. We'll continue from here. And actually, the next verse is talking about that. Purnat purnamodharanti, purnat purnam prachakshate, haranti purnat purnam cha, purne naivavashishyate, yoginastam prapashyanti, bhagavantam sanatanam. Just now we are talking about Purna. Here is the Purna. Natural progression of thought.
Thoughts.
I didn't know what verse was coming, you didn't know what verse was coming. Automatically, the thinking took us to Purna. Contemplation took us to Purna. It's a natural consequence. From the infinite Paramatma, the relative Jiva is manifested. Because it is manifestation of the infinite one, it is also called infinite. The phenomena of Jiva appearing and disappearing is also infinitely going on. Thereafter, from this relative infinite self, the absolute infinite is separated through discrimination. Thereafter, once the Jiva is born thereafter, from this relative infinite self, Jiva is a phenomena which is eternal. Jiva does not die. How can phenomena die? How can reflection of the sun die? If the medium is there, it will reflect. No, if there is a medium called water, the sun will reflect as a reflection. If there is no water, it will not reflect. If there is too many waves on the water, then it will bifurcate itself into many sparkles. The moment the waves become calm, you can see, instead of many sparkles, you can see only one reflection of the sun. So wherever there is appropriate medium, there will be reflection. That phenomena is going on. That phenomena is going on. So here it says, thereafter, from this relative infinite self, the absolute infinite is separated from through discrimination. So what is discrimination?
No, where is the actual source? What is the true
No.
absolute?
Yes, but the other side also has to be known. Discrimination means to separate what is real and what is imaginary. What is constant and what is phenomenal. What is infinite and what is finite. What is permanent and what is impermanent. So this is called discrimination, not just one part. Both sides.
All the viveks.
As much there has to be dukkha nivritti, that much has to be sukha prapti. Only sukha prapti without removing dukkha, then you will get hijacked by it whenever it appears. So discrimination means that what is that permanent principle, what is that untouched principle, what is that complete principle, what is that self-effulgent principle, which is my essential nature. How do I come to know? How do I come to know? How do I come to know? Dhritarashtra is wanting to know as an experience, color, by form, etc. We can also think. So from our scriptural point of view, Brahman is equal to Paramatma, is equal to Bhagwan. Only different parts of the, in Vedanta it is called as Brahman, in yoga it is called as Paramatma, and in devotion it is called as Bhagwan. But they are one and the same. Someone calls you father, mother, whatever, but you are the same person. Exactly. So through discrimination, we have to separate this only. This is not being told to God. It is not being told to Brahman. It is being told to the Jiva. So you recognize. So first, being spreading yourself thin as sparkles in different waves. You first recognize that you are the pratibimba. You are the complete. Recognize complete reflection. For that, what is required? Cessation of all the waves, isn't it? So, at a very relative level, quieten your mind. Recognize you are the life manifesting through this body. First, come to that principle. When this body dies, life will not be there. So, what is this life? when the reflection of the sun is not affected by the appearance and disappearance of waves, or he finds a gap between the waves and he sees that, hey, I am a complete reflection, I am not a sparkle, I am a complete sun. All the sparkles were my vibhuti.
Okay.
All the sparkles, meaning all the eyes or all the triputis, were my vibhuti. Without me, all the sparkles could not exist.
Right.
So understand? So, seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, thinking, all the variety is the vibhuti of this self that I am. So come to this, not self, as the individual. So you are the knower. The body, breath, mind, intellect, they cannot know. You are the knower.
Beyond all that.
You are the knower. I comes to know. And that has been your position from childhood till now.
Correct.
It's not the matter comes to know consciousness. Consciousness knows the matter, isn't it? And what is matter? Which comes and goes. What is matter? Which is finite. What is matter? Which is impermanent, ephemeral. Now find out what is it. Body is changing. Waking, dream, deep sleep is changing. Breath is changing. Thoughts are changing. Emotions are changing. Concepts are changing. Gods are also changing. So everything that is changing, don't give it heed.
Value.
Don't heed it value. Give value to the one in whose presence they are coming and going.
Presence where
Correct. Correct. So that continuous correction in our approach has to be to discriminate correctly is required. That will bring you vairagya, not get involved in the world. The more vairagya, the more refined the discrimination. More refined. More discrimination, more vairagya. It keeps feeding itself. And then Vivek Chodamani says, when this is reaching its peak, but still sometimes you find yourself getting hijacked, sometimes emotional, sometimes this. Why? Because Shama, Dama, Uparama, Tatiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan has not been practiced.
Yes.
तो षट का संपत्ति you practice. Control. उसके लिए क्रिया करनी पड़ती है. उसके लिए योगा करना पड़ता है. उसके लिए कुंडलिनी करना पड़ता है. Now just one lady, just from our Kailash Yatra, she just yesterday she SMS. I didn't see it, I saw it this morning. She said, Swamiji, since I have come back, I'm seeing Mahavatar Baba everywhere around me. What is this happening? Then I had to explain to her. Be available. Don't judge. Remain in His grace. Don't go into why and how. Whatever He has to communicate, He will communicate if He needs to communicate. Otherwise, merely His presence is enough. Because you have become so focused. 20 days you chanted Trambakam Yajamahe mantra, morning, evening. You have never done that type of focused approach in life ever. It has always been towards your children, towards food, towards survival, towards job, towards promotion, towards this, but never for the Lord, for no reason. थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंड करो अपना मन कैसे काम करता है. तो focused mind is purified mind. Purified mind is expanded mind. Suddenly you are available to many other, and maybe somewhere deep dimensions, and somewhere in your depth of your heart you must have had a connection with Mahavatar Baba in this life or past life. We don't know. If He is giving you darshan, take the blessings. Be grateful. Be available. Don't spoil that by asking why, how, why is he not coming, why is he coming only at this time. नहीं, फिर वो चला जाएगा वो फिर. You are again going back into relativity. Remain there. Whatever was the condition of your mind which brought about the advent of Mahavatar Baba to grace you, Now maintain that mindset, na?
Mm.
By asking unwanted questions, you are just corrupting the. You're destroying that space.
Bringing into the
Aye.
local space
हाँ.
from the infinite.
So ये अब hopefully she has understood. I'm explaining more here. I wrote her a long SMS, but and in this way, the absolute infinite self alone remains through discrimination, where we have removed, we have understood what is temporary, is necessarily finite, is necessarily phenomenal. So we must not give it value, importance, attention. And what is permanent, what is constant, is necessarily infinite, all pervasive. To that self I give attention. One attains immortality. Then only self remains. That self is none other than that Bhagwan that the yogis experience. है ना सुंदर? ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.
Standing.